nous, les 2 premières heures du cyclone, on entendait la furie sur le sommet des crêtes, mais on voyait absolument rien. On était sur la véranda, on n'avait pas le moindre vent.
On voyait tomber.
On commençait à entendre des arbres tomber sur la crête, mais nous, on était à l'abri le plus total, jusqu'à ce qu'il tourne un petit peu ouest, et là, on en prenne les premiers lourds punch. Et puis après, voilà, les arbres qui tombent sur la maison, les bouts de tôle des autres maisons qui nous traversent le toit, la rivière qui s'invite de l'autre côté de son lit et qui nous rend en risque de devenir une île, voire de prendre les débris, les amas, les rochers, les arbres tombés en amont, les ci, les là.
Cette Maria qui était une femme hystérique, il y a un côté femme hystérique dans ce vent qui hurle. Ouais. Et où du coup, dans cette nouvelle maison, dans ce nouvel abri, on a tenu les portes pendant 3-4 heures, comme des furieux. J'ai beaucoup parlé à Maria, en lui disant qu'on avait bien compris qu'elle était très en colère. Et elle a fini par se calmer.
On sort au petit jour, et là on a la veille quitté une vallée extrêmement dense, où on voit au plus loin à 25-30 mètres, parce qu'il y a tellement d'arbres, et là on voit à 20 km, il n'y a plus de feuilles, il n'y a plus de branches, il y avait 1000 cocotiers avant, on en a 3 de survivants, donc voilà, là il y a un choc, on commence à se rendre compte de l'étendue des dégâts. Et puis après, on commence aussi à se rendre compte que on est vivant. Et on peut souvent le prendre à la légère quand on l'entend, mais on aurait très bien pu laisser notre peau. Les éléments étaient là pour que ça puisse se passer. Et par contre, on commence à évaluer le demain. Qu'est-ce qui devient de notre vie après ? Et 1 mois et demi après, on n'a pas encore répondu à toutes les questions.
Maria has brought up many feelings. I am happy that I am one of the few that my roof did not go away, but still sometimes I'm worried, because at the time I wonder what was wrong with my other families, my relatives, and it has left me sad based on what has happened to some of the people in my community and Dominica in extension, and also confused. It's like sometimes I wonder what date is what date. After Maria, when I looked outside, I was sort of confused. I was shocked to see what has happened.
It was like Monday evening, about 8 o'clock in the evening. I was leaving Salisbury, Grand Savannah in Salisbury, and then I got a phone call from my sister in Alaska, and then she calling me and telling me, what am I doing because of the hurricane, because they could see it from overseas, but we could not see or hear anything because we did not have any current at the time. So she kept telling me, but Vadim, what are you doing? So I say, I just lie down there with the baby, not doing anything. So she said, you're not packing anything to go? I say, no, I just have the baby, I just lie down on my bed, and then I take a bag and I pack his clothes and his tea formula and then his bottles. So I hold him across on the bed with me, and then his mother came from work, he's a police officer. Then my son came home, and my nephew and the child's father. So we stayed there, and then rain started falling, wind started blowing, and then I got another call from Dominica telling me, oh my God, their roof went. It's like 8 o'clock. So I said, really? So anyway, we had anything, no really much things happening down my area.
Moi, j'ai dormi. Ma maman, elle était scotchée à la grande porte. Et là, on a eu de l'eau dans la maison. Et moi, je dormis tranquille sur le canapé. Et après, le matin, on a vu ma maman, elle a cru que c'était la maison de ma copine. Et en fait, c'était elle. Elle avait perdu son toit. Donc là, elle est venue habiter en bas de chez nous, avec nos voisins. En fait, tous les gens de Roseau, ils peuvent pas se mettre que tous les deux et faire quelque chose. Méro et tous les autres villages, ils peuvent. Parce que c'est des petits. Mais les Roseau, ils sont pas d'accord, ils font rien, ils disent oui, après ils disent non. Ma maman, elle fait le food sharing. En fait, c'est un disaster community. Elle est dans un groupe où des gens, ils aident des gens et ils donnent à manger, de l'eau et tout. C'est ce qu'ils font. Et Fred, ma tata, elle a ouvert une école dans son restaurant. Et là, elle avait beaucoup d'enfants. Et après, elle a arrêté. Et maintenant, elle est en train de faire des planes et tout. Et mon papa, il est là en train d'essayer de réparer son magasin et de garder les trucs dans son magasin.
I see, a sense of despair. I see a sense of frustration, and so to some extent I see a sense of hopelessness. People are really wondering, and some people are very pessimistic about the future and rebuilding and all of that. But in one sense, while there's this negative and all of this disaster and devastation has come to our land, I still see beneath all of the frustration and the anxiety the true Dominican spirit. I mean, you visit communities, and when you listen to the stories of how people survived and what people have had to do in the aftermath of the hurricane to help their neighbors out, it shows that there's still great love and concern for each other in the various communities that you go.
Usually, individuals like me, when we hear we're getting a storm or depression, or probably hurricane, most of us are a bit excited to witness this type of storms. However, Hurricane Maria was very devastating, and I think it changed a lot of our mindset as a people, and it also exposed a lot of deficiencies in our preparing for this type of storms, as well as our national disaster plan for Dominica. I've never prayed like this before because I feared firstly for the life of my family, my friends, and myself. It was an extremely long night, and after the hurricane, about 5 a.m. in the morning, we went outside, and I could not believe how devastating it was. I could not recognize my own area, which is a smaller part of the Foncole, which is called Ravencourt.
The owner of the Romance Cafe, or they call it Caraïbes Beach Bar, Erica was very terrible, rough, but virtually we really survived it. It's really tough doing the clean up of the beach, taking care of the village. I know it was very terrible, but now it's looking much better than how it was like 3 weeks ago. It's gonna be better, but we are there and we're gonna be there.
I spent Maria in the forest. I was told a Category 3 hurricane was coming. Someone came out to warn me, but part of my project was about dealing with nature and dealing with the fear of death, personally and as humanity, because I think that one of our driving forces towards becoming more civilized in a way is to do everything we can to prevent death and suffering. And part of my idea is that it's inescapable. Yes, you can prevent some of it, and we should, but that you have to accept some of it. So had just rebuilt my shelter. I was in a shelter of sticks in a kind of A-frame with heliconia leaves, zelmush leaves, and then I'd found a coconut tree. Top had fallen down that day. So after I'd been warned, I went and I got the heavier palm leaves and put them on top of my shelter to help weigh it down so it didn't fly away and for the rain. And then over that shelter, I had 4 posts of bamboo with bamboo rafters. So that evening, I was kind of expecting it throughout the day, waiting for it, and nothing seemed to be coming. And I thought maybe false prediction, just kind of like Irma, wasn't a big deal. I thought, maybe this isn't anything at all. And then just as night started falling, things started going haywire. And all I was recording myself, but I also only had like a little headlamp as a light. So I would shine my light out from my hut and I could just see leaves hanging down from a tree a couple feet in front of me. And when the wind picked up, you could see the leaves pick up from vertical to horizontal. And every time that happened, the earth would be shaking. You start hearing trees cracking around every direction. And there's one really big tree near my shelter that I was worried about.